Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've made a video, but I'm going to be making two videos, and trust me, they're going to be very good. And if y'all watched the recent one, I said I was getting a reel in the mail, and it should be coming, but I went to a trip for a tournament. We got first place, but I had the reel. I got it the day before, and I rung it up there. I used it. This thing was tearing up some bass, and I wasn't expecting to make a review about another one, but it makes the video a little bit better. But I guess we'll discuss about the first one. The first reel we're going to be taking a look at. This is the one I was talking about I ordered. It's the old Lews BB1N Speed Spool. And I've been looking for this reel for the longest time because I've had the rod for it. And I tell you, this reel is one of my favorite reels ever. And it's just the way it feels in your hand with the original rod plus the original reel. The combo is perfect. And something to point out is that it's way bigger than your traditional reels back then. This part is like very big, but then this part is small. But holding it in your hand, it feels very good. It works really good, and it casts really good. I would recommend, if you ever get the chance to buy the reel and the rod together, it's perfect combination. I think I caught at least 6 bass on this trip with this one reel. That's how good well, it's not the reel, it's the lure. I was using a vintage man's Fire Tiger crankbait. It was the one that they don't sell no more. It was like the very distinct looking crankbait. Just, people do videos about this, and the thing is, there's not many videos about this, about a Lews reel. Like, then you got people on YouTube buying them or finding them and then wanting to test them, and then they don't catch nothing, and then they just cut the video off to them catching other fish with a different reel. But there's not many videos about someone actually showing it off. I believe I've seen different models. This, I believe, is the late 70s, early 80s model. I suppose. And you got the later 80s one where instead of saying, well, they still said this, but it said the newer Lews thing, and they got rid of this right here, and they put the new Lews sign. Then you got the Lews Browning. There's 2 versions of that. You got the one that looks more like this and the one that's a little bit smaller. Then you got the Lews and Shimano, where it says it's older. The Lews the Lews sign is different. And Shimano says it down here, but nothing really else to say. Well, I guess we can get it to the rod. I'm going to be showing off the other reel. It's another Lews, and it's got another older rod that could be more exciting. Now we're going to take a look at what the reel and the rod look together and how they feel. I made a video. I bought this at a yard sale for $10. The original Lews Speed Stick. I love this rod. It's my favorite. This thing works really good. And I put the Lews... Y'all may have noticed that I had a string attached because I didn't want to cut the string and re-rig everything. This is the lure that I was using to catch them. The old man's Fire Tiger. This combo is magnificent. It is. You can't get any more old school than this using the original combos. Some people would like to use the newer rods with them. It's like, it feels really good in your hand. This is a crankbait rod. And if you see, super clean. I'm surprised how brand new this thing looked. It's a little wear on the reel. And you see how it just snugs right in there. And another thing I noticed, it's more skinnier and longer than other reels from back then. Like you had the Ambassador, and then you had Shakespeare reels, and then you had some Shimano bait casters. Shimano bait casters were super small, but it's got the nice long handle, makes it super easy to use. It's just the perfect combination. It comes apart. When I got it, I always noticed a rattle inside the rod. I finally got it apart, and a dirt diver, some type of bug, made some nest in there. Y'all may hear rain. It's storming outside, so maybe a little noisy. Overall, this will hold up. One issue I do have is this keeps on wanting to pop out the more you catch fish, or like the more you cast. It likes to slowly move out. Another thing I noticed, usually some of the older Lews have like the brown. Like if you're in a store, an antique store, you see a rod sticking up and you see brown, it's probably a Lews. Never skip a beat on this. Never. Awesome combination. Now, let's get into the one I'm more excited about. Now, what you're probably thinking, oh, he's got the later model with the newer Lews name and it had the gold. This is the second model, I think, of the Browning Lews. I spent $40 on this thing. I was so excited because I've been looking for this reel. It's so hard to find, and if you do get the chance, it's like almost $100. Me and the guy were talking. He had his personal collection he was selling. Lews Mag Spool BB1 LMG. It's smaller, which I'm surprised. The first model was like the same size as the one I just showed. And this one's got the, they call it on here, it's the final touch. It's the dial that's usually on the traditional ones, but instead of having the fish, it says Lews Speed Spool Reel with the Browning logo. Which y'all know, guns that were made from Browning went to, I'm trying to think, but they went across seas and they started making guns there. I don't know if this was before or after, but this reel is really nice. And it's smaller, so it's more snug in your hand. Like there's no, like you're holding it like that. But it's more compact. It reminds me more of the old Shimano Bantam reel that I showed off in a video. A really a long ago video, but it's still a little beefier, but I'm telling you, it works really good. I caught my first fish with this thing. As soon as I got it, it was a small little rinky dink off Zoom black crawl soft plastic. Caught him underneath a dock. At least I had to break this thing in. The handles are smaller, so when you're using it, like, you can't really miss it. I really had no problem with that, but it reminds me more of a Shimano, to be honest. But it has like the traditional Lews, and then it has the same old button. But it has this. I never really mess with this. It's fine the way it is. Just a little stiff. Not gonna mess with it. But it's a really nice reel. And I bought another Lews rod. And it came with it was $25. It was tons of rods and a bundle. And I came there to buy an old Abbey Garcia rod that I remember seeing at the antique store. And I looked in there and I'm like, what? And they had a Lews rod that's even older than this one. I showed. But now we'll get into that rod. Now, this is the rod I bought. And you can just tell it's older. And there's one thing I noticed about it. It doesn't say speed stick. It just says Lews stick. It's a worm rod. And it says that. Ceramic King, a ring. I'm not sure. I have not seen this rod anywhere online right now. Still trying to do some research about it. This rod is very stiff and very good. And another thing I noticed is that it's definitely different than the one I showed. It's got like the ribbon, it looks like something tied around it. It's an old fiberglass. And down in the bottom, I didn't show you on the other one. It didn't have this, but it has this instead. And instead of a metal thing to twist it tight, it just is plastic. It looked like the person who was selling it had it, but this is a perfect combination for this reel. And seeing how it feels in your hand, super nice. And like I said, there's not many reviews about this kind of stuff online, on YouTube. So it's good that I'm on here showing whoever wants to buy a Lews reel or rod, watch this video, because I'm telling you, it's a very good investment. If you want to start fishing it older, with the older stuff, and you may see what I got rigged up. This all plastic and all this is for a video from a tackle box we recently got that someone bought for us. They found it at a yard sale, and that video is going to be extremely awesome and old school. There's a lot of stuff in there that not many people got online to look, and it's some stuff that's super awesome. But this is a very nice rod, a very nice combo to do. Like I said, it's really good to get the old Lews rod and reel combo. It works really good. It fits really good. Another snug fit. Yeah, if you're ever thinking about doing it fishing it old school with this type of stuff, definitely look into it, because you are going to love it. Well, there's not really much else to say about it. That it's just a very good reel. Alright guys, we're at the end of the video. Leave a like and subscribe. I love how many people have watched the bow video. That was a very good video. And a lot of people must have liked it. But leave a like and subscribe and comment what else. We got so much stuff to review. It's ridiculous, but it gives a good enough content. But yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.